So hear the words of a Christian and a lesbian who is partnered but denied the right to affirm that partnership. It must be unprecedented, she writes, for so many states to put the civil rights of other citizens on the ballot to be voted up or down like special sales taxes or zoning decisions. It must be nice to be in such a spot of special privilege in this country that you believe it's fitting for you to have the power to say what another human being can do with their lives, how they can live it, and who they can live it with. What I think saddens me most, she continued, is that the charge to discriminate against other human beings is being led by people who profess to follow a man that included everyone, even the outcasts, especially the outcast. As a Christian who happens to be a lesbian, the harm done to the community that I love is devastating. So many gay and lesbian people forsake God and end up filling their spiritual void with dangerous addictions. They've been told that God hates them and will never love them unless they change and turn away from their sin. I certainly cannot blame them when they walk away from God, but I mourn for the spiritual fulfillment, love, and community they forsake when they do. I'm tired of my life being used as a political and spiritual football, debated and voted on like I'm some theoretical entity. I have a life, one that includes a relationship that is just as worthy as those who claim to be living God's gold standard for relationships. I feel for my brothers and sisters who yet again were turned away from the table of equality on Tuesday night and told that if they change, they can belly up to the bar of freedom with the normal people. I believe that the day is coming when all God's children will be welcomed as equals in all things. When? Soon. Not yet, but soon. Who would have thought when the 1969 Stonewall riots in New York City broke out, and if you don't know what the Stonewall riots are, you need to go check on the internet. When the Stonewall riots broke out in 1969, that 39 years later, 48% of Californians would vote to support gay marriage. Or that there would be states that have upheld the human rights of all Americans. Oh yes, soon it will come. In the meantime, what we all need to know as Christians and affirm in our heart of hearts is that no matter our party affiliation, no matter our position on some proposition, we have a loyalty beyond candidate or country. Where lies our loyalty? In John McCain or Barack Obama? No. In marriage for heterosexuals only? No. In the United States of America? No. We serve a higher power who cannot be defeated, who has faced the death of hopes on the cross and risen to proclaim new hope, who was defeated by the powers and lives on long after their bodies have turned to ashes and their nations to mere lines in a history book. We declare our loyalty to the one who does not separate gay from straight, or black from white, or American from European, or Jew from Muslim. The Apostle Paul said of this Christ that in him there is no longer male or female, Jew or Greek, slave or free. All are one in the freeing, life-giving, life-affirming Jesus. A long time ago in a land we call holy, Joshua faced a people divided in their loyalties. They were faced with choices about who they would serve, to whom they would give their ultimate allegiance. Long before, they had been delivered out of Egypt, out of bondage, out of slavery by the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Sarah, Rebekah, and Hagar. But time blurs eyes and memories. New days bring new opportunities for turning away from that which is true and just and merciful. The enticements of the new land call to them like the seductive song of the sirens. But there was work yet to be done. There was a nation still to build. So Joshua called all of the people into assembly, called them all together. Choose this day whom you will serve, he said, whether the gods your ancestors served in the region beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are now living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Now we are faced with a choice. We can continue to serve lesser gods, gods that don't come through, or we can choose this day to serve the God who delivers all out of bondage. In making this choice, I believe we also must choose to turn away from bitterness and anger, from the rancor that has colored all too much of American life for at least the last 30 years. We as Christians choose to live in harmony with all God's creation and to bless all God's children. Some of you know that I play softball on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and I was sitting in the stands on Wednesday, the day after the election. Sitting in the stands is how older people warm up for the next softball game. That's about it. Anyway, we were talking about the election, and Proposition 8 came up. Now, as best I know, these two people are not Christians. They're not churchgoers, but they both decried the way things had turned out. And then Chuck said, you know, it's really funny to me that Christians are best known for who they hate. That sends chills through my body even this morning. For we just must prove Chuck wrong. Our supreme loyalty lies with the God of love and the compassionate Christ and the Spirit that blesses and nurtures all life. Choose this day whom you will serve.